Today, on episode 5 of 50 Shades of Slaids here at the Rock Pit, we're catching up with Glorious Bankrobbers frontman Ollie Hillborg. Welcome to the Rock Pit. Welcome to Australia. How are you, Ollie?
I'm very fine sitting here in my apartment back in Stockholm, and the weather is quite nice. Slept all right, those kind of things.
All is good then. So, for those that aren't familiar with Glorious Bankrobbers, Ollie is one of the founding members, and the band has such a vast history. Formed in '83 originally, the debut from 1994. No, sorry, 1984 was produced by Marcello of Easy Action and went on to Europe. Tell us a little bit about those early days of Glorious Bankrobbers and coming to work with Key.
Yeah. Oh, we actually back then we were friends. Key was a friend of ours, and we used to hang around in Stockholm at the pubs and the rock scenes. And that was when he was joined the Easy Action, and we were kind of two band like concurrents back in Stockholm on the rock scene. Those years when all this sleaze metal glam had the beginning with the Hanoi Rocks in the like a little bit as our the band, one of the band that we looked upon on. And so we were friends and hang out. And then we talked about record making our first record then. And we just thought of Keane being a producer because he was a brilliant guitarist and he was good in arrangements and so on. So actually, this was before he became a member of Europe, but short after we did the record and he was producing it, he joined Europe, and he said that he couldn't resist it. I remember because he got his new Mercedes if he joined Europe, because that was a twist between his action and Europe. So they were very disappointed on Key when he left his action for Europe.
Mm.
But he said he couldn't resist it because of this new car. I remember that statement. So I don't know. Further on, we were doing the songs, as all the other bands, and hang around at the clubs. Used to play games at Key's place because and he was together with a girlfriend that joined in with one of the members in Glorious. So first, Key has this girlfriend, and we used to hang around there. And then the guitarist back then, Mickey Jansson, took over his girlfriend. So I don't know how good that was, but he did anyway. So it was just to hang out. We used to hang out with each other.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Then we move forward to the second album, Dynamite Sex Dose, which gained a bit of attention by MTV, and also saw you guys go to New York and do a series of shows there. One, obviously, the one at CBGB's ending up as the Live at CBGB's album, which you know, for me, I didn't discover this record until recently, and the energy that is captured on that record is just incredible. Um,
Mm-hmm.
what, looking back at that time, I mean, what do you think didn't allow you guys to become global superstars? Because I think you deserved it back then too.
Okay, thank you very much. Well, I don't know what, but it was a tough rock scene, and we were little, we didn't know actually what to do. We had one of the issues that was quite interesting was that we had this not too big record company called Planet Record. They didn't have the muscles actually. That's absolutely one of the main ingredients to what we didn't get the superstars, as you mentioned, because we were on the radio, we were on the MTV, and we were everywhere, and we were in New York doing this little bit shorter tour there. And before actually, because of our company, we couldn't join the bigger production company that we were on, because they couldn't do as much as they wanted to. We were supposed to go on European tour with Yngwie Malmsteen, for instance,
Yeah.
but our company couldn't afford to hire a car to our convenience, so we couldn't do that tour. It was crazy, and the production company, that was a quite big production company back in Stockholm and called Ema Telstar. And they were just confused. But our company just refused to, give us that support that we needed. So because of that, we went to New York actually to have another management there. So it was two guys that took us over to New York and made a shorter tour there. And we played a gig with Sweet and met Ramones, and that was quite a heavy time. And we the live album at CBGB's and so on. So I don't know. It was the time, and you have to be lucky and all that. So I don't know why actually.
Yeah, yeah. It's
Because we,
still,
we have we had kind of success, as you
yeah, yeah.
mentioned.
Oh,
We were on
absolutely,
that banger tour.
absolutely. There
Yeah.
was certainly a hyper badger.
Mm.
There just wasn't that push, as you
Mm.
sort of say, from the powers that be behind, which
And
is an
and it
absolute
it
shame.
actually yeah, and it was also that we were kind of the Nordic countries type of Guns N' Roses, because we got all the tattoos, and Guns N' Roses had just made their hits, and
Yeah,
we come after them as a kind of that sort of band. So actually, it was made up to we had all the red carpet was there to
mm,
get us out, but. I
yeah.
don't know why, but mainly, and we also had a crazy manager, Swedish manager back then, that sold our promotion copies of the LPs to get his own hired to get to
Oh,
pay his rent.
yeah, yeah,
So we didn't know what all those kind of crazy things.
yeah. Unbelievable, unbelievable. So, and then the band splits, the year after Live at CBGB's is released. You go your
Mm,
own different ways for a little bit, couple of different projects. But it's not until 2006 that you get back together and do the third record, The Glorious Sound of
mm,
Rock and Roll,
yeah.
which was released 2007. Now, if I'm correct, that record was basically a combination of existing material that the band had as well as new material. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah. We thought that we would like to get a better sound on the old ones and then add a couple of new ones and do a record. So I think we were thinking that now let's put the band together and do it once more and so on. But and we got a quite great sound on that album. It was our
Yeah,
best sound actually. We had a good producer back then, and it was not Key, but it was another guy,
yeah,
and so we were quite happy with that one. But then our drummer died actually in cancer, so that was a tragedy. A year after or so, 2 years after I think the LP was released. So, but
yeah.
that was a tragedy, So then we went off again.
Yeah, took a hiatus until 2019, but it's in
Yeah,
2023 we get a taste of a new invigorated Glorious Bankrobbers on the album
absolutely.
Back on the Road, um,
Yeah,
and what a great little introduction back again for you
yeah.
guys.
Mm.
That record still continues to grow on me. It's one of those records that I find something new in every listen.
Yep.
But it's not until 2024 that we really start to see the band evolve into what is, Glorious Bank Robbers of 2026.
Mm.
Now, for me, you guys just seem to go from strength to strength. And Intruder, the latest record, which was out 27th of Feb via Wild Kingdom Records, is one of my favorite records of this year. I cannot stop playing it.
Okay, great. Mm.
It has something that I've been missing for quite a long time. It's for me it's a really modern rock record, but it has its feet one foot in the
Mm.
70s and it drags itself into the 80s and still manages to dabble in, I guess, the 2000s Swedish hard rock sound that I fell in love with. I mean,
Mm.
label mates, the now defunct Gemini 5, were one of my favorite bands, Hardcore
Mm.
Superstar. And I
Mm.
see a lot of what Glorious Bankrobbers have done certainly influenced, I think, a lot of their sound. Would you agree with that?
Mm. Yeah, of course. Yeah, many of those bands have said that as well, that we are their great, one of their great inspirations in the like late 80s and so on.
Mm.
Because these bands started in the middle of the 90s and further on. So
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah,
yeah,
we heard that from Hardcore Superstar, Moustache, Helicopters, Backyard Babies, and all of those.
yeah,
So that's nice.
absolutely. Yeah, and it's fantastic. And I mean, with this new record, I mean, for me, it was an incredible sort of time trip in some ways. But as I said, it's still very, very modern. I mean, songs like "We Can Go Higher." I mean, the riff is just pure adrenaline and energy on that,
Mm,
and the chorus just it's a sing along anthem.
mm, nice.
By the time you I dive into things like that, Rabbit Hole and the Urgency again has this
Mm.
swagger to it that
Yeah,
I
I
just
like the
love.
energy in Rabbit Hole and the guitars at the ref. They're fabulous, actually. Yeah, I don't know if you heard them, but in the ref there are some very bright guitars that
Yes,
is
yes,
full of energy.
it's incredible. And then come rain or shine, it's the Stones and the Black Crows meet T Rex.
Mm,
It's just this perfect melting pot. But
mm,
it is clearly and definitely Glorious Bankrobbers all over it. So when
yeah.
it comes to writing a record like this, and I've only just touched on sort of the first half of the record, do you stay true to your influences and your inspirations, and do you deliver that with a modern edge? Do you think that that's something that's been missing from rock and roll for a little bit?
I don't know. It's as I am the writer at the most, I do like 90% of the songs. So I just do songs as I ever have been doing, and of course I try different styles and different kind of thoughts and things. But I come back to the German rock that I've been writing like since '82. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah,
That's in my genes, and I pick up the guitar. I have so many songs, I like 15 not recorded songs, 15 not recorded albums
oh my
in my
goodness.
mind and yeah, on the
Yeah, yeah,
on tapes and so on. So I just write songs all the time, and they just happen to be this way. I don't know why, but it's energy, and I've got a riff or I've got a text ID or
yeah,
those kind of things.
yeah,
So I'm not actually looking for a kind of song, kind of sound. I mean,
yeah,
I just write the songs as they come.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
And see,
that's that, and then we put it on the record, and then I sit with the drummer actually because he owns the studio, and that's
yeah.
fabulous. Yeah, so we just do a lot of these like carpenter work on guitars and drums and so on together.
to get to put your ideas down. Now,
Mm.
when you talk about different styles and writing what you feel, I mean, Black Jonas is another incredible track. That's possibly one of my favorite tracks on the record.
Okay, glad because that's Jonas that's written it. So
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, that's kind of crazy. We did think, well, what do you think the song will? Actually, we thought the song would be called Black Jonas because he's talking about the drummer that died and so on in the lyrics. And what do we think the song will be called? Well, call it Black Jonas.
yeah,
And he was a little bit embarrassed. No, you couldn't call it Black Jonas. Yeah, we call it Black Jonas.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Incredible track. And I guess probably the most diverse track, or the most surprising track for me, is "Come On Jane." I mean, what
Mm.
a song!
You like that one? Okay.
I'm a huge David Bowie fan, so
All
for me,
right. Yeah.
you'll
Okay.
probably
Me
get the
too. Me
reference
too.
from that. So it's a Ziggy Stardust extract. It's a song that didn't make an album for whatever reason, whether it be late or whatever. But the
Uh,
orchestration and the piano in that song is just stellar.
mm,
I think it balances the record really well, and also leaves it as a
mm.
great surprise. In writing that song, I mean, do you play piano yourself, or was it written that way?
Yeah, it was written that way. Actually, we tried the song a little bit first with the guitars and some arrangement with the guitars and drums, but I thought no, that would not fit it. So we tried to a little bit more piano. And then I knew a guy that played guitars on Rock and Roll Church. He plays a little bit solo on Rock and Roll Church, a friend of ours. And he's also very, very into orchestration and so on. So we asked him to do the orchestrations. And then they also did the piano after I have shown him how I wanted it and so on.
Mm.
So it's a little bit comes from one arrangement to another arrangement, but ended up no, no, no. We do like our own best thing, orchestration and piano thing.
Yeah, yeah, fantastic. Now,
But that kind of song, is it possible to be played in some radio in Australia? I don't think so.
oh, it's not
Would it
impossible
fit
at
there?
all. Not impossible at
Oh,
all.
okay.
No, no, that's that that has the hallmarks of everything. I think that has so much appeal for Australian radio.
Mm.
Um,
Uh,
yeah, yeah, I think it has a lot of appeal.
do you know how to reach radio playing in
Absolutely. Well, I can get you on some independent radio shows for sure. I can absolutely get you introduced that way, and
yeah.
we can see where it goes from there. And I'm sure Chris from PR will certainly be able to help you out with a couple of ideas and a couple of leads there as well. But
That would be fantastic. Yeah.
so it's funny you mentioned radio play in Australia because there is one song on the album that I felt sort of encapsulated a lot of Australian 2000s sort of indie rock, and that's You Let the Devil In.
Okay.
Now, that for me is very, very reminiscent of bands like Jet and one of my favorite Melbourne bands, the Casanovas. If you haven't
Yes.
heard them, check them out. The
Now
Casanovas.
I heard the name. I heard the name. Absolutely. Yeah.
You'll get the reference in all of that. It's such a cool song. It's like, man, it's like I feel like I'm revisiting, a chapter of music that I absolutely love. And the Casanovas are still playing to today, and still writing great music. But the other thing I love about that song is that the guitar sound in that is just
mm,
insane.
mm.
That there's that crunch that you have that's almost like a Billy Duffy cult type of
Oh yeah.
punch to it from sort of I guess Electric and Love, from
Mm.
those two albums. It has that really early
See,
uh,
nice to hear.
power to it.
I don't know if you heard also that we've been flirting a little bit with the Cheap Trick in the beginning with that first guitar riff. Down, 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 down. Have you thought about that? We're
Absolutely,
thinking
yeah,
we have to do a riff here. Okay, and then I think it was a drummer that came up with the idea. We do like this.
yeah, yeah,
Oh, we've got to have that one.
yeah. Look at and again, I think with everything that we've just spoken about, and I think it defines why I love this record so much, is
Yeah.
because it takes so many of the bands that I love, and it puts it into one place, but it has this perfect spin put on it,
Mm.
which is what is Glorious
Oh.
Bank Robbers. For me, I'm as I said before, and it's no word of a lie, is that this record is the more I listen to it, the more I fall in love with it. It's
Okay, great to hear. Of course, nice, very nice.
there's something new every time, and I pick up on little nuances. And it took probably the third listen to You Let the Devil In for me to pick up the little cult reference that it
Okay,
was. Like,
yeah,
what does that
yeah.
remind me of? But from a band perspective, I mean, this current lineup's been together since what, 2024 or
Sorry, I
earlier.
didn't follow what.
This lineup of the band has been together since
Yeah, yeah, with the
2024.
new bassist. Yeah, of
Yeah,
course. Yeah, well, actually, there was a split thing on Rock and Roll Church album. We used both the new bass player and the
yeah,
old bass player. So then he moved to Gotland here in Sweden. So out on the island. So he couldn't join the band. So actually, we got this new guy. So yeah, since then, I think it's what 2024.
yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Mm.
And how do you find these guys? I mean, obviously Sweden has something in the water, that
It just
allows you guys
it's a guy.
to write this
Yeah.
incredible music.
Okay, thank you. Actually, he was a fan from the Dynamite Sextos
Yeah,
era. Yeah, he liked that, but so he just he went. We catch him up at some pub, and he was discussing, and Actually, well, I think it's guitarist that I've known him for like a couple of time, and then when Locke, the former bass player, was moving out, we asked him, and he was, how so glad. So, and he's a pretty cool. He's very good live. He's very stable. He's very Ramones guy, So he's fit in perfect in the band.
Yeah, fantastic.
But how much? I think I've got another interview. Do you know the
Yeah,
kind of schedule here?
yeah.
At 10.
I think you've got 20-minute blocks. I was just about to say we need to wrap it up. I'd love to speak to you again in the future, Ollie.
Yeah.
But
Is there any do you have any connections for us coming to Australia? Where are you? Are you in Sydney or where
I'm
are
in
you?
Melbourne. I'm in Melbourne,
Melbourne.
Australia.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Is there any,
So
do you know, have you any connections to any productions in Australia? Because we have not that, but
Chris, who put all of this together, is well worth
uh,
having a chat to. Stay in touch with Chris and see what he can
okay.
do for you. Absolutely, more than happy through the Rock Pit to plug and promote you as much as we can. I love what you do. I think you guys are fantastic. It would be fantastic to see you out here in Australia, but
Yeah, I mean, it was a cool thing. Yeah, I'm so very happy that you liked the album and especially these songs that we have been talking about and totally perfect to be here talking to you.
yeah, fantastic. All right, Ollie, we'll wrap it up there. Hopefully, we'll get to chat again soon. But thank you for your time. Thank you for an incredible record. Intruders is out on Wild Kingdom Records. And obviously, check out the Glorious Bankrobbers on socials, on their website, and yeah, on the internet. Go and check them out.
Thank you very much. Rock on.
Rock on. Excellent. Thank you, Ollie. Take care. Have a great
Thank
night.
you too. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye.